Should finish it off then. What was it?
Let's hear the story.
Well, I don't know how it ended. So I have to wait for her to get back.
I was sharing a story about someone asked me what my favorite job was. And my favorite job was when I worked at CBS All Access, and I worked at CBS and we were launching the All Access service, which was taking all the archived digitally distributed content and even the classics like Twin Peaks and I Love Lucy. And we were even fusing in like how to get live streaming, which is like, football rights and basketball, they own like Grammys and tons of that stuff. So it was it was a really fun job because how CBS was like, we're a television studio and we also do tech. And so how they converted Television City, which was a working television studio, was that they just kind of put the UX room next to the green room of James Corbin. Then the tech room, we were literally in the basement next to the janitors, like office space. And like the CEOs were up on the top level. Like you would get like progressively closer to the basement when you got to us tech folk, but it didn't matter because in order for me to get to UX, I had to walk past the Price is Right wheel. So I used to like spin the wheel all the time. So that was a really fun job because like anytime you had a question, you're like, I'm just gonna go play Planko and find out. That was a really fun job. So that's what we were talking about.
Did anyone ask Jack how Danger became her middle name? Because that would have been the perfect conversation starter.
That's what we call resolving some tech debt during a divorce. Get rid of that old surname and then you upgrade your middle name at the same time. It's, it's just like making any other kind of technical migration. Just, help the customer experience on the way out. That I literally did change my middle name to Danger. And if you've ever changed your name, it's not a fun process, but if you get to do it to change your middle name to Danger, makes it a lot more fun. It's not gonna let me do it with the CG, but yeah, I really did that. So they changed my alias at Amazon to jdanger@amazon.com, which is a frequent funny point for a lot of our VPs. They like to put me in risk reviews and they're like, how dangerous is it? And I'm like, oh God, this isn't fun. But yeah, you really should think that through before you do something like that. Also, my friend made me swim with sharks outside of a cage because you can't say no when your middle name is Danger. So.
Oh my God, I did that too.
You did?
I did.
On Oahu? On Oahu?
What's Oahu?
Oh, in Hawaii on the Oahu. We'll connect later. Sorry.
No, not in Hawaii. I went to South Africa. Yeah, and my mom had this fun idea. She was like, why don't we go swim with sharks? I mean, we're in South Africa. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? I don't know. A shark can eat you, Mom. Like,
I mean, Jaws 1, 2, and 3. Like, these have been proven.
But it was awesome. And I also like went into the cage. I mean, my mom lasted in the water for 30 seconds because she went so seasick that she had to go back on the boat, which was actually the worst that she could have done. Because she was just even more seasick on that boat. But then like all the divers around, they were swimming out of the cage. And I was just like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Exciting. I feel like I got totally hoodwinked. Like I was even like drinking the night before and she's like, we're going to go like on a boat tour tomorrow. I'm like, sounds good. Glug, glug, glug. We get on the boat. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? Yeah. She's clearly my best friend.
I love this that Isla shared. She said, it was nice to hear from the creative room that you are not your job. Also that in the creative space, you don't be afraid to bend the rules, i.e. traditional resumes. I think that's really awesome advice that you are not your job.
I also loved that in the business room, we talked a lot about how what you study in college is not necessarily what you're going to end up doing for the rest of your life. This journey that we're on takes many different paths. And I forgot her name. Maybe if I look really quick through everything. Oh, I found her. Hold on. Emily said something. She kept doing this gesture where she was like, you're in one job and you take what you like from that job, write it down, go to the next one, you take what you like, and you slowly start getting into this like journey that you're traveling when you're picking up little things and it's not straight, you're just figuring it out on your own. And I think everyone's is different. And I love that it kind of foreshadowed, I guess, into our Wednesday event, which is finding your passion and talking about mentorship and all that. So I love how it's all connecting.
And I just wanted to add in the tech breakout room, we talked a lot about work-life balance, I feel like at the beginning. And I loved what Bridget said. She mentioned some specific service she uses to share her calendar so that it's really easy to say, you want to set a meeting with me? Here's the times I'm available. Otherwise, I'm not. And just kind of simplifying the ever ending chain of emails or messages of this time, this time, this time. I thought that was really awesome for busy ladies, busy people.
What was that platform?
I use Calendly, and it links with your calendar, and then you can just send them a simple link and they can see available times.
Calendly is a game changer. It's the best thing you will ever download or get in this virtual world. I advise everyone to get it.
I love it. I agree.
Mari, did you want to share what you dropped in the chat, or would you like me to read it out for you?
Oh yeah, Jack was just sharing some advice when you're either being interviewed or like, you know, you're in a job and you're talking to the manager. Like, it's good, I guess, for like an interview process to ask why they're hiring externally instead of internally and why they want someone new to join. And then also getting an understanding of the culture of the company as well as the manager, what the daily activities might be or the goals of that company, and seeing like whether or not you're a good fit. Oh, and I think she also mentioned something of like something about manager, like if your manager believes in you, sorry, I forget exactly what she said, but if your manager believes in you, like, and you guys work together, I think sometimes your background or whatever might not be as influential, and it's good to just have like a good working relationship and a good like balance of that.
We also talked about this in the business breakout room. I think this is important for everyone. Just being courageous in terms of applying for jobs. One of the biggest things we talked about is that if one qualification on an application is holding you back, you need to apply anyway, because if you are passionate about something and you can bring something to the table, oftentimes employers will look past if you're missing like that extra year of experience or that one skill set, if you are passionate and can show them that you would work super hard and bring yourself and give yourself to that job. So I think it's super important to know that like those, I consider them soft like encouragements of qualifications. So it's important to know that like you should still go for those positions that might seem like a stretch or a reach, because it's totally possible to get yourself there and to really show and bring yourself that and prove that you can actually be qualified for that job without those hard skills.
Plus 1,000,000% to that. Like from working at Amazon and putting over 20 applications online, being through 100 interviews, like just at Amazon within the last 4 years, like those are literally something where I'm like, shoot, I need a rec. Does anyone have the pre-qualifications? Just give me the bullet points. And like, I don't even look at those. And like you should look at them. But I mean, like you should not deter yourself from interviewing because of them. Those are literally, like they say qualifications, but they're almost guidelines. Like I got my job at CBS, you know, as a project manager when they said you must have 10 years of experience. It was my first time being a project manager. Super huge. Those are literally like talking points. Oh, you need someone that speaks Java. I speak Java. Like it's just talking points. I didn't want to use the gender thing because it's a Women's Day, but that like, and I'm 38, so I'm old as molasses. But like that's one of the things that they told me is like negotiate like a man and interview and apply like a man. And
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
We talked, I think it was Emily who brought it up, which is why we, I think, began talking about it in the first place, how men are statistically like a percentage of them way higher in applying to jobs that they don't nowhere qualify for because they just I don't know, men are just born with this confidence and low-key arrogance that they just feel like they have it, and we should have that too. And I think that that's important to know.
Have you guys seen that meme? Like the girl typing and she's like editing my emails to look like or to match my male coworkers.
Oh my God, where you just like remove the
Wild.
smiley
All
face?
the exclamation points.
Oh my God, yes, so true. Or like please and like
I
much
don't
appreciated.
I should.
It's hard. It's hard to break that.
I honestly make a joke out of it because I'm the only like white woman that I work with at Amazon Alexa. So I'm always like, OMG guys, what are we gonna do today? BBQ. Like I literally lean into it. So I'm just like, is this a big deal? Like I'll ham it up if it helps someone give me an efficient decision. So I mean, like do it with you. But again, that's like lean into your personality.
I think in a more technical sense too, like don't apologize so often through email or through when you're talking to professionals or when you're talking to your boss or coworkers, because I think the more you say sorry, the more people will think that you're doing something wrong, when in turn, like you're just working, you're doing your thing. So don't bring attention to that. Acknowledge like what you're doing.
And when you're sending emails to people, like if you're following up or whatever it is, remove the word just. Like I'm just here to do whatever. Like you're not just here, you're doing your job. Show up, lean in, do what you need to do, but don't minimize what you're there for. Like lean into it for sure.
And also don't be afraid to tell someone their idea is garbage that they're asking you to do. But the way that we do that at Amazon is with a yes, but. Like when someone's like, would you be able to do this? And you're like, God, that's such a bad idea. And so how could I do this and help them understand that it's a bad idea? Yes, we could do that, but we're going to have to open up a European branch and have content, people hiring and auditing books for kids. And then we'd have to have a special, so then you tell them, you say yes, but, so there's another one.
That's great.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for all that advice, all those amazing points. A lot wasn't there in the breakout room, but learned a lot through this as well. Thank you so much. I wanted to say thank you to all our speakers here. Thank you to In Her Shoes, and thank you to Pau for their support. Thank you, everybody, so much. It's been an amazing event. I feel like I've learned a lot personally. I hope everybody else did as well. And we look forward to staying in touch in the future through this. Just to give you an outline, tomorrow we have an event in partnership with Dream, which is run by our very own VP of Finance, Andrea, at 6 p.m., which is a panel on diversity and inclusion. So join us. We'd love to see you there. And if you're interested in getting to know more about MOBS and the other events we host, you can follow us on our social media. And those are our links. And if you would like to connect with our speakers and get to know more about them and from them, please do so via LinkedIn. They've all expressed their appreciation and being open to having everybody connect with them and learn more. So please go ahead and do so. And I'm going to leave this on the screen while everybody leaves. So in case you want to take down the names or reach out, you can go ahead and do that. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And happy International Women's Day.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you for sharing.
You. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
If any of the attendees want to do a 5-minute interview with this journalist at SFSU, feel free to go on that forum. But just thought I'd say that before more people leave. But thanks, everybody. It was awesome to get to meet you guys.
Don't be shy and connect with one another. And me.
Me too.
Me too.
But the good me too.
Yes. You are so quick with it.
Thanks, Nancy.
Big fan, big fan.
Thank you so much, ladies. It was awesome.
Thank you, Alexandra, so much
Thank
for your
you.
support.
Yes.
You've been
Guidance.
amazing, and
No, you've been amazing. I mean, look what you've done. And then like a whole week of events. So great job. We'll definitely attend some for sure.
yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
And your panel was so good. It felt like a legitimate talk show. Like we were messaging each other on Slack and we're like, oh my gosh, this is like a talk show, like Alexandra's talk show.
No, awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Perfect. Well, good luck with the rest of the events. And yeah, I mean, keep in touch.
Good night.
Perfect.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
I'm gonna cry right now.
How did it go? How was it in the breakout rooms? I want to hear all about it.
It was awesome. Like we couldn't stop